Hello, and welcome to She Carried Us Alone, the place where real stories touch real hearts. Today, you're about to hear a deeply personal journey. A story that doesn't begin with celebration, but with silence. No flowers, no visitors, no partner by her side. Only a woman, alone in a hospital room, and a baby's first cry breaking the quiet. This is not just a story about being a mother. It's about being a single mother, about courage when no one's watching, about love that asks for nothing in return, and about a woman who refused to give up, even when the world walked away. If you've ever felt alone, unready, or simply exhausted, stay with us, because this story might just remind you, you're stronger than you think. I once sat alone in the delivery room. No one came. No flowers, no congratulations, just my baby's cries, and me, shivering in that silence. No one taught me how to be a mother. No one warned me that motherhood isn't just a blessing. It's also a quiet, relentless battle. I became a mom on a heavy, rainy day. No one was there to pick me up. No congratulations from the man who once vowed, "We'll raise this child together." Just me, with a small bag, a few newborn outfits, and an unnamed fear weighing me down. My baby entered this world with that first cry, and I welcomed motherhood in a terrifying silence. The early days of being a single mom were long, unnamed stretches of time. I didn't know how to change a diaper correctly. I didn't know what to do when my baby cried for 3 hours straight. I felt lost when strangers asked, "Why isn't your husband with you? How did you become a mother so young?" I forced a smile, lowered my head, and pushed the stroller faster. No one knew. Once, I walked nearly 3 kilometers just to receive one donated case of formula. I ate cold rice for 3 days straight just to afford wipes and diapers. I used to fear the nights when my baby had a fever. Not because of the illness itself, but because I didn't know whom to call. No one drove us to the hospital at 2 a.m. No one held my hand through the panic. Just me, hands shaking, cradling my baby while Googling how to bring down a child's fever. There was a time my baby cried until her voice was hoarse. I held her close, singing and crying with her. Tears soaked her hair. She knew nothing, just burrowed into my chest and fell asleep. I couldn't sleep. I simply sat there, watching her breathing even out, asking myself, do I have enough strength to keep going? But whenever I felt weak, I remembered her eyes, those large, clear, trusting eyes. They seemed to whisper, "Mommy, as long as you're here, I'll be okay." And so I stood up, wiped my tears, kept going. No one saw, no one patted my shoulder, but she kept growing, healthy, gentle, and learning to say thank you. One day she asked, "Mommy, why are there only 2 of us at home?" I looked at her, searching for an answer. I simply hugged her and whispered, "Because your mommy chose to stay with you rather than leave like someone else did." She smiled, innocently replied, "That's enough for our family, right, Mommy? Just the 2 of us is enough." No one taught me how to be a mom, but I learned through sleepless nights, through every time she got sick, every sneeze that made me panic, through her eyes that saw me as a superhero. I learned to cook porridge with one hand while holding her with the other. Learned morning routines, school drop-off, commuting to work, then rushing back to pick her up. I learned to pretend to be strong so she wouldn't see me tired. I learned to smile, even when all I wanted was to sit down and cry. If you are a single mother listening to this, maybe you're tired too. Maybe you've thought, "I'm not good enough. I can't do this." Listen to me. A mom who's not special, but still here, still pushing forward every day. You are doing wonderfully. You don't have to be perfect. You just need enough love. And you have that. She will ask, "Mommy, where's my daddy?" And I'm still not ready for that question. I used to fear that moment, when my child looked up at me with pure, honest eyes and asked a question I had no answer for. I didn't want to lie, nor did I want to cause her pain. I didn't want her to grow up feeling incomplete, even though legally, we were a family missing someone. Being a single mother is not just a journey, it's climbing an endless uphill. You do more than mother. You become father, friend, nurse, chauffeur, chef, comforter, and at times a shield against every storm. No one sees me wake at 4 a.m. to prepare breakfast, pack lunches, and rush off to work. No one sees me dart to school when she's feverish, taking leave from work, begging the teacher for understanding. No one sees, but she sees. In the trusting sparkle when she runs home and calls out, "Mommy!" I've watched her playing on the playground with her friends. Those kids picked up by both parents, backpacks in one hand, ice cream in the other, and me standing off to the side, waiting for my daughter to come to me. I had no partner walking beside me, no shared responsibilities, but I had her, and she had me. Just the two of us, and that was more than enough. I used to feel inadequate, inferior to moms with supportive husbands, falling behind the ideal family society praises. Then, my daughter taught me something. Love is not measured by the number of faces at the dinner table, but by the presence in those moments, by the sincerity of the heart. Once she asked me, "Mommy, do you ever feel sad because we don't have a daddy?" I smiled, stroked her head, and answered, "There are things I don't have, but the most precious thing in my life is you, and I have you." She nodded, didn't ask more, just held my hand tighter. That tiny hand held me up more times than I can count. No one taught me how to raise a child on my own. No one said when to be firm, when to soften. No one to discuss decisions, to share the weight. I learned everything through the intuition of love. By listening to her cries and comforting her night after night, by reading parenting books during my lunch breaks, by collapsing from exhaustion, then rising again at the sight of her smile. I once thought we were missing something, but then I realized she and I are not missing anything. We have unconditional love. No one cooks dinner for us. But she sits at the table telling me about her day. No one helps me carry groceries, but she helps push the cart and remembers to remind, "Mom, buy some more milk, please." Every day I try a little harder, not to be perfect, just to be patient, loving, and brave enough to keep going. Because I know one day when she grows up, she'll understand. She'll look back on her childhood and say, "Mom did all of this on her own, just for me." And when that day comes, when she hugs me and says, "Thank you, Mom," then all the wounds, all the tears every time I almost gave up will become the most precious thing I've ever given in my life. If you're in the darkest moments of your life, if you're pregnant or raising a child alone and feel overwhelmed, please trust me, the woman who once stood exactly where you are. You won't stay there. You will move forward. And when you look back, you won't believe that the fragile woman you once were is still you. Now, an extraordinary mother. Rewired by words, sharing the stories of women who turned brokenness into strength. Thank you for staying with us until the very end of the story. If something in it brought tears to your eyes or reminded you of yourself, take a moment to hold yourself gently. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to love enough, and you already do. If you're a single mom or simply walking through hard days right now, know this: you are not alone. She Carried Us Alone is here, always, to share stories just like yours. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next journey. And if this story touched your heart, please share it with a mother you love. Because some women don't need the world to see their strength, just one person quiet enough to understand it.